Welcome to my channel. In this video, we will discuss the 10 most common interview questions for a junior Flutter developer position. I'll share tips on how to answer these questions effectively, what employers are looking to hear, and how you can refine your answers to leave a great impression during the interview. So, let's get started. Question 1. What is Flutter, and why did you choose it for development? This is probably the most frequently asked question during interviews. Employers want to know if you understand the advantages of using Flutter and whether you can leverage its full potential. Example answer: Flutter is a modern framework from Google used for creating cross-platform applications with a single codebase, running on Android, iOS, web, and even desktop platforms. Flutter is built on the Dart language, which is optimized for fast and responsive app development. I chose Flutter because it enables me to build high-quality apps with a native-like interface on both platforms, while significantly reducing development and testing costs. Question 2. What are widgets in Flutter, and how do they work? If you are already familiar with my Flutter course, you know that everything in Flutter is a widget. Widgets are the building blocks of the app's UI. They come in two types: stateless and stateful. Stateless widgets are immutable after they are created, while stateful widgets can respond to changes and update based on the state. Question 3. What is the difference between stateless widget and stateful widget? This question often follows the one about widgets to test your understanding of Flutter's fundamentals. Example answer: a stateless widget does not change its state after creation. It's used to display elements that remain constant, such as icons or text headings. A stateful widget, on the other hand, can change based on user interactions. For example, a button that changes color when clicked is a stateful widget. Question 4. What are hot reload and hot restart in Flutter? What's the difference? Remember when we used the combination of Ctrl+S to see changes instantly in the emulator without restarting the app? That's hot reload. But when we use the Restart button in Android Studio, that's Hot Restart. Example answer: Hot Reload is a feature that updates the UI without losing the current state of the app. It's very convenient when making minor changes and wanting to see the results immediately. Hot Restart, in contrast, restarts the app from scratch, resetting all states. This is used when changes affect global parameters or data initialization. Question 5. How does the navigator and routing work in Flutter? Answer: the navigator is a built-in tool for managing navigation and routes. It helps switch between screens. By default, when we use the Material App widget, it comes with a navigator, so we don't need to write it separately. Navigator.push is used to go to a new screen, and navigator.pop is used to go back. Named routes can also be used for easier management of complex navigation structures. Question 6. What lifecycle methods are there in Stateful widget, and why are they needed? We covered this in our free course, and here's how you can answer. Key lifecycle methods include createState, called when the widget is created and returns an instance of the state class, initState, used for data initialization, and is called only once. didChangeDependencies, called when widget dependencies change. Build, the main method that builds the UI of the widget. didUpdateWidget, called when the parent widget is updated. setState, updates the widget state and triggers a rebuild. deactivate, called before the widget is removed from the widget tree. dispose, used to release resources before the widget is removed permanently. These methods allow you to control the creation, update, and disposal of widgets, making development more efficient and predictable. Question 7. What are Future and Stream in Dart? Here's how you can answer. In Dart, asynchronous programming is supported, and Future and Stream are key components of this process. A future represents an asynchronous operation that will complete in the future and return a single value. It's like a promise that will be fulfilled at some point. It's used for operations like HTTP requests, database access, or file reading. A stream is used to receive a sequence of data over time. Unlike future, which returns only one value, stream allows you to receive multiple values. It's especially useful for handling events such as user input, data updates through WebSockets, or streaming data. Question 8. How do you manage state in Flutter apps? This question is often asked to see how you handle state management in applications. State management is a key task in Flutter development, especially for complex apps with many interactions. Personally, I mostly use the block pattern, which we covered in our course. Example answer. For state management, I use the block pattern, specifically the Flutter_block package. This approach makes it easy to manage state in both small and large-scale applications with the flexibility to easily add new features. Question 9. Which libraries do you know and use for Flutter? This question checks how familiar you are with the Flutter ecosystem and commonly used packages. Example answer. I use popular libraries like Flutter_block for state management, DIO for API requests, get_it for dependency injection, go_router for navigation, and intio for localization. These libraries help me implement necessary features faster and improve code quality. Question 10. How do you test a Flutter application? Employers want to know if you understand the importance of testing and whether you can do it. Although we didn't cover testing in our course, you can answer like this. In Flutter, there are 3 types of testing: unit tests, widget tests, and integration tests. Unit tests check the app's logic, widget tests check UI components, and integration tests check the interaction of all elements in the app. I use testing to improve code quality and minimize errors in production. By the way, if you want me to create a tutorial on how to write tests for an app, leave a comment. If I see enough interest, I'll definitely make a video about it. So, we've covered 10 common interview questions for junior Flutter developers. Now you know how to answer them correctly and what employers are looking for. Prepare for these questions, and success at your interview will be much closer. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like it. Good luck, and see you in the next videos.